Yeah. Good night, DJ Paneras, old school, the versatile old school DJ master. Let me get my headphones. I should have started with my headphones. Pretty much, I want to discuss, you know, support in terms of Saint Lucia. What we don't, we don't support each other enough, and I just felt it within the last couple of years until recently. I keep seeing the same things being repeated over and over, especially culturally. We wait until Independence Carnival Junequea to and what they call it December 13th National Day to show support for each other. Okay, this is not gonna be a long video. Over the years, I've always been hearing that we St. Lucians fight on each other because when you take sports like football, track and field, swimming, you know, I've always been involved in sports in St. Lucia. In this on the school level, and I just find even today, I mean, years past, that there hasn't been enough push for our local talent. Okay, you take people like Laverne Spencer. I mean, Laverne been like doing high jump. Jesus. I mean, I remember me doing track and field in school, in primary school, and Laverne was already representing the island. That was over 20 years ago. I mean, and she's been pushing, she's been heavily involved every single year, winning medals, making the Olympics. You have so many others. You know, Darren Sammy, look at him. He receives a lot of support from the Indian, Pakistanis, and them. There's really push Darren Sammy, a lot. In our island, we do have supporters. Not saying that we don't have. That's why a lot of people get miscalculated. We do have the support from certain people. But I find like when it comes to real like drive and passion for the culture, to me there's a lot lacking there. I always compare the other patriotic islands like Trinidad and Jamaica, the biggest when it comes to music, soca, calypso, reggae, and all the other subgenres under that. Okay, you find they support each other, man. And they're very vocal when things are not fair. You take Trinidad, for instance, when you see something not right culturally or something not right with something somebody said, one of the politicians, or something that's standardized in music or whatever, yeah, the music will stray away. But when it comes to their own culture, they push hard. Trinidadians, Jamaicans, same vibe. They have their own thing, and then people, they will be. You'll find maybe a lot of slackness. But other people, there's look at Jamaica, like it's a lot of slackness and gunshot lyrics, blah blah blah, whatever the case is. At the end of the day, Jamaica have a very calm side to them, The Jamaicans have a very calm side to them. As aggressive as they may be, all that nice cool reggae music. When you hear a little Barris, when you hear a little Bob Marley, depends, Dennis Brown, Freddie McGregor, you name it, Glenn Washington. Them fellas have a different side to them. Their singing voice, their speaking voice is something different, and that's an itself. You feel me? So sure we have a lot of great musicians already established. Okay. We have some voices, man. I tell you, go to like maybe karaoke or you go to different places and you find a lot of support for these people who know, who are in attendance, who know that they can sing. Okay? But when it comes to really pushing those people in the media, you don't find much of that. And it's sad. I mean, sad is an understatement, but it's like it's atrocious because I find like A lot of what I've been doing so far, I took it single handedly because I had a passion for just the music, to do interviews, to sit and find the veterans, to find certain songs, to find the songs and do the mixes. Not to push myself as no DJ. It's just yeah, I love to push myself. That's my passion. Because regardless, if I'm doing this live and maybe nobody's watching, I don't care. I only care about the message that I want to put out there. You feel me? And that's what I'm saying. Like in back home, like they say, it's not what you can do. It's not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. All right, and you take likes like Derek Walcott's Alpha Lewis, man. I mean, I've went and watched interviews with Derek Walcott and Sir Alpha, and these guys were not. That's not something you just learn in school. Oh, Derek Walcott. Oh, Sir Alpha Lewis. You read it in a book or whatever. I mean, these guys were very, 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 very prominent people in Saint Lucia. Okay, you look at other worldwide figures and you compare Derek Walcott and Sir Arthur Lewis, which is the two biggest Nobel laureates in St. Lucia, and you will realize that these guys attain the standard, the level of the standard that supposed to be, or what is expected, basically. All right. You take so many greats. I mean, musically, Rufo Francois, there's so many others. I mean, that received that praise. I mean, Lufa played on Bob Marley, some of Bob Marley albums. I don't know. And there's so many greats back home. I mean, so many people also who's achieving to get to the great level. But support, man, the support. I don't know if people will understand what I'm trying to say. I mean, or what I'm saying is the support is lacking in our country. We have to do better. I think there's too much gossip, too much name calling, too much, or you think you is too this or you think you is that. It's too much of when you're trying to do something, you're trying to get to a level. People don't support you. People look down on you. They bat you for six. They don't really care what you're doing. Like it's like they care about themselves and they don't realize in order for you to succeed, it takes one hand to wash the other. One chain to the next chain. If one link in the chain is weak and it bursts, the chain ain't good. So how can you have to support each other? And after we black again, we already black. So that's another reason why we have to work hard to make the dream work. Not being racist or anything, but you find, you know, the light skinned people, they pass on wealth from generation to generation to generation to generation to generation to generation. One idea started with maybe the son, then the grandson, then maybe a cousin, then maybe somebody else down the line, and it just followed and followed and followed and followed and followed. And then they attain that legacy in the family. You left the house to somebody maybe expand on the house. I mean, another relative maybe expand on it, maybe a friend if they got involved, whatever. And these people work together. The Spanish people work together like an ant colony. But we fighting each other, and that's it's really really. I just have to put it there. I mean, it's very sad. It's very sad, and I hate when I'm trying to do something and I really see and I need the support from people that I cannot get the support. And guess what I have to do in return? In order for me to really be successful, I have to instead accept it first. I have to accept that, okay, well, first of all, boy, you ain't getting support for X, Y, and Z, and such and such and such and such. So, as an alternative, what you have to do now is rely on yourself. Rely on yourself or maybe certain resources you have around you. So, for instance, like building a house, let's say you want to build your own house, okay? But maybe you need manpower, you don't have the manpower around you to do it. Maybe it might take you longer, But if you pick up a brick here, you pick up a brick there, maybe you work a little longer. It might a house that might take you maybe 6 months to build, maybe less than that with manpower. Without manpower, it might take you like quite a year or more to go. But then well, all right, I need this house. This is my home. This is where I need to shelter my head. So you will go ahead and just try and do every little part by yourself, by yourself, by yourself. People have made videos of it on YouTube doing it by themselves. In the light skin community, a lot of videos I've seen. But we fight on each other, man. Family, fighting on the division. I don't like it. These things I never grew up knowing. I find we need to stop it, man. So any Lucians watching this, I mean, for any race, generation, wherever you are, I don't even give a hell. I mean, I'm gonna leave it here that we need to support each other more. It's just sad when really and truly you see there's so much more that can be done, bro. And it's like, wow, boy, you're seeing it for yourself. You seeing an actual situation happening in front of your eyes, and you're telling yourself, boy, but look at that. This man could have gotten this paper. He could have gotten this loan. But because, or it is job, you might be on a line and you're talking to somebody, and somebody's sorry, talking to the person who's gonna give them the job. They didn't get it because another friend gets it. I mean, it's fucked up, you know. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Join me at 10 p.m. I'll be live. Old school R&B and lovers vibe. Okay, 10 p.m. Zeno Media. I think the station should be up now. I'm gonna check to see if it's operating. I think it's up now. There was technical difficulties this morning, so I think we're up and running. All right, so 10 p.m. Join me. Zenomedia.com. Check out the mixes on SoundCloud, YouTube, all DJ partners. Follow your platforms. I'm there. Download the app, listen to the station, zenomedia.com, iPhone, whatever. Type in Old School Jams Radio 758, you will get it. Support DJ Paneras, $ DJ Paneras Cash App, PayPal, paypal.me /DJ Paneras, Zelle Panatic at hotmail.com, PANATICK, and Venmo Paneras Music at gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and you have a good night. Holla.